Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View on this fine Wednesday morning. I hope the weather's absolutely fantastic wherever you are watching this around the world. Brendan Rodgers will say, we need to get on with it. I need to work with what I have here, and he's got a pretty hard decision to make this weekend, and there'll be one or two of players that maybe dropped out the team that you don't think they would got dropped out. But anyway, we'll look at VAR this weekend, and it is Matthew McDermott on VAR. The referee is John Beaton. Sorry if you just spat your coffee out or spilt your cornflakes. I apologise. The assistant referee even is Jonathan Bell. Paul McAvini and Matthew McDermott on VAR. It doesn't matter who's on VAR and who's the referee in games these days, because we know that even if we do get VAR decisions against us, if we get things, the linesmen calling things offside, it is what it is. We need to go out and score goals. Brendan Rodgers won't look at the who's the referee this weekend. He's not interested until the game day. He's not interested until the team sheet. He's like, oh, who's the ref today? All right, nice. How you doing, mate? They don't look at it on a Wednesday morning and go, Beaton's the referee this weekend. Shit. They've no interested in that. Brendan Rodgers will be completely 100% focused on getting the best team out there. And the media, let's get onto this first of all. We will have to talk about it at some length before we go into the squad and who Brendan Rodgers will pick this weekend. But there's been a lot of the media trying to grab headlines and statements from ex-managers, Neil Lennon, from 2020, and putting out that this is as bad as 2020. It's not as bad as 2020. The squad of players that we have here, there was only two of them that really wanted away. You know, there isn't a mass exodus of people that were desperate to get away but couldn't because of COVID restrictions and such like. The squad isn't in a bad place. This is nothing like 2020. There are still fans going to be at the games. We are still top of the league. We still have the upper hand. Everything in our destiny is in our control, Brendan Rodgers will say. You win your next small block of games and you just focus on the next game. You know, all we'll be thinking about is this game this weekend and then the next game. And win our small blocks and then we'll see where it takes us come the end of the season. That's as far as Brendan Rodgers will be thinking. There's a lot of people out there saying, yes, there's animosity, there is that leaked stuff from Celtic. It's nothing leaked at all. It was all about someone higher up in the hierarchy of Celtic putting out media spotlight to take the hit off them and put it on Brendan Rodgers. The football team, the football department will be fully behind Brendan Rodgers. And as we go into the game this weekend, who will start in goals? It will be Schmeichel. A lot of us, including myself, think that Sinisalo should be getting the shout. He will get the cup games. Sinisalo will get the cup games and he'll prove his worth in the cup games. Kasper will be given the job because he's seen as a leader by Brendan Rodgers. So he'll start in goals and Sinisalo will be on the bench. Defender-wise, Alistair Johnston and Austin Trusty are still out injured. Tony Ralston will be an interesting one because he pulled out the Scotland squad, as did Kieran Tierney. So it'll be interesting to see if they start on the dodgy plastic pitch. It could be that Cameron Carter-Vickers and Liam Scales will start in the middle because that's the strongest two defenders we have. And let's face it, Liam Scales is now sitting back going, I've got a free rein this year because there's nobody in the team that's going to out him. Austin Trusty was brought in for $6 million. He's a fine player, but he's injured right now. And the way the football works, Austin Trusty's then got to come back in and prove that he's better than Scales. Scales is sitting with his feet up in cigar, running to the next international break at least, thinking he's getting a run of games. Is that a good thing for Celtic? Well, he's got Jamal Simpson-Posey, who's sitting on the bench, if he makes the team bust this weekend, who was brought up from Manchester City. And he didn't make the European team. It's going to be interesting to see where he fits in over the next couple of weeks. I think that if Austin Trusty is still injured, Jamal Simpson-Posey will make the team. And then you've got Hate Inamura, who was meant to go out on loan but has found himself still at the team with Alistair Johnson out injured. It's going to be an interesting back line. Will young Colby Donovan come in? I think that he is more than adequate. I think that he'll get a good run in the team. If there's any niggle at all with Tony Ralston, young Donovan will fit right in there. So my back four will be, I think Kieran Tierney will get the nod after taking the hit from the Scotland team. Brendan Rodgers will play him for 60 odd minutes to get his fitness up, even if it is on the plastic pitch. And you'll see Kieran Tierney, you'll see Cameron Carter-Vickers, you'll see Scales. And then who plays on the other side? Do you know what? I'm not even going to predict the team. Well, let's just talk about the players that Brendan has, because I think that Brendan Rodgers has got a lot of work to do this weekend. And predicting the team's always crazy, because Brendan Rodgers can always change things, and especially when the team sheet gets leaked, I think he changes things at the last minute. Anyway, the midfielders that we have, Benji in the midfield. He's no longer up front classed as a winger. He's midfielder, exactly where he should be. Luke McCowan, he should get a start. Arnie Engels, Paulo Bernardo. Paulo Bernardo was spotted with Jota. And what's Jota done to his hair? There's females all around Scotland devastated that he's done something to his hair. Go and look for the pictures of Jota at the Scotland and Portugal under 21 game. And then there's Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate, will he start with a bit of a swagger? And Callum McGregor. Yes, a lot of people will give. Callum McGregor is my tip for being the most hated Celtic player this year. We've lost Adam Ida. Sigh. And a lot of people think, hey, he was never Celtic standard. He scored 20 goals coming off the bench. I think Callum McGregor, and Callum's old enough to take it on the chin. I mean, he knows that if he has a little bit of a 10-minute spell where he's not getting the ball and he's getting man-marked, people will say, what's he doing? He's fucking pure shite, man. And then you got James Forrest, who comes in at 180. I know he's not 180. I just like making fun of his age, because he's been there forever and ever. Forever and ever. The time will never be mastered. Not this time in the morning, Buzz. Forwards, we have Jota, Mikel Ange, Yang, Shin Yamada, Callum Osmond, Sebastian, Johnny Kenny, and Dyson Maeda. Who starts up front? Oh, there's someone missing. They've not got his pal on the team sheet yet. Come on, Celtic, what are you doing? He's been interviewed and everything. Brendan's best mate that they pulled in after the end of the transfer window. Don't even talk about it. Transfer window's gone. So who starts on the wing? It's a big shout. Does Sebastian start on the wing? Does Mikel Ange start on the wing? Does Dyson Maeda start on the wing? Does Dyson Maeda start through the middle? Does Johnny Kenny start through the middle? Does Shin Yamada? For the first time at Celtic in a long time, we have 5 potential strikers. We have Callum Osmond, who's come through, the youngsters come through from Fulham. He will get some kind of game time in the cup games, I reckon. You have Shin Yamada, who was brought in as a striker. Johnny Kenny, fantastic talent that signed an extended deal at Celtic just before the transfer window closed. And then you've got Dyson Maeda, who's absolutely brilliant through the middle as well. And then you've got Kelechi just to throw into the mix. Who does the manager start? Because when you look at it, there's quite a lot of players that could be vying for that one position. Is there a change of formation coming Celtic's way? When you look at it on paper, you would think that we're going to go for a 2 up front, because it's the only way that you can satisfy the needs of all these players. You've got all these strikers that are going to go, wait a minute, 5 into 1 doesn't go unless it's some kinky party on a Saturday night down in Rutherglen. But do you know, what does Brendan Rodgers do to satisfy the hunger of all these players to play every single game? There's either has to be a change of formation, or there has to be a really good system of player rotation in play in every single game. And with that, it brings its own questionability on Brendan Rodgers' management style, because people will say that, why didn't you bring him on earlier? Do you know, we're all football managers, allegedly. and Celtic say that we just all talk absolutely rubbish, and we are part of the problem. We put out false information. Anyway, players that have been loaned out: Rocky, Stephen Welsh, Adam Montgomery, Odom Ohm, who comes back in December. There's a potential for Celtic having an absolutely fantastic team come December, because it's about that time when Odom Ohm comes back at the end of December, just ready for the January window. He comes back from America, and he's not singing silly songs. We then have Jota that's going to be coming back into the play, and we also have Alistair Johnston, who will be back about that time as well. So it could be the fact that we go into the second half of the season stronger than ever, and this calamity that we've had in the recent window will be long forgotten by the fans, because we'll be focused on marching to another trophy at Celtic, and that's what it's all about just now. While still the stuff is going on and will continue off the pitch, Brendan Rodgers and his team, Brendan Rodgers and his management team will say, stay off social media. Simple as that. Stay off it. Don't go near it. It's toxic, and it will take your mind off the job. We want you to be 100% completely focused on Celtic. You're here at Celtic. You can't go anywhere now. We want every single one of you to put in 110% effort. We want fast attacking football. We want to entertain the fans. When we entertain the fans back us even more. And that's what we want. That's what our job is at the end of the day. The fans can have their say about the board and the ongoing situation. That will take care of itself. Our job is to win games of football, entertain the fans, whether it be in the Europa League, whether it be in the SPFL, whether it be in the Premier Sports Cup, whether it be in the Scottish Cup. We have an objective. We want to win them all. And that is it. And it's as easy as that for Brendan Rodgers. There's a nice happy camp. You see them all nice smiles in the Celtic training videos, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure that Brendan Rodgers will get the best out of the players.